So definitely a landmark initiative, ladies and gentlemen, which is going to be boosting our economy, enhancing our national security, and support our transition to clean energy future. With that, I would now like to request our Honourable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Coal and Mines, Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, for his keynote address.
Namaskar. Ambassador of Argentina to India, High Commissioner of Australia, Deputy Head of Delegation of EU Embassy, Energy Unit Chief US Embassy, Deputy Executive Director IEA, Executive Director IESA, Shri Kantarao, Secretary Mines, and Abhay Thakur, Second Sherpa G20, and all other representatives who have gathered here from the various department and the ministries. I welcome you to all for this function and also the first launch of the critical minerals. Greetings to the attendees of this outreach program. Other than G20 delegates, we are also joined today by the officials from the several ministries such as External Affairs, Power, New and Renewable Energy, Petroleum and Natural Gas, Steel, Commerce, Industries and Heavy Industries. I also welcome the dignitaries who have joined us today from the various government organizations, PSUs, industry stalwarts, and the representatives from the leading media houses. It fills our heart with an immense pride that the message of one earth, one family, one future has resonated strongly with all the participating nations. Under the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India has not only presided over the successful summit, but also championed the voice of the global South. I am proud that India has called for strengthening the G20 cooperation amid the ongoing geopolitical events unfolding before our eyes. Together, we have the power to give direction to a new world that is shaping up quickly, aided by new technologies such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing and critical minerals, ushering the new era of scientific technological progress. Therefore, at this app platform of G20 outreach program, we are launching India's first ever auctions of the critical and strategic minerals. I am very happy that today the country has taken a leap in the domain of sustainable mining to promote the clean energy technologies. This is the first time in India the government has shown such a stellar resolve to promote the sustainable mining. With today's launch of 20 blocks of the critical and strategic minerals will be auctioned across the Indian states of Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Jharkhand, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir. Minerals to be auctioned include glauconite, nickel, platinum group of elements, potash, graphite, molybdenum, phosphorite, lithium, titanium, and rare earth elements. I will also take this opportunity to invite the prospective bidders from across the globe to participate in India's first ever such auctions of critical mineral blocks. Out of 20 mineral blocks, 16 blocks are put up for the grant of composite license and 4 blocks for the grant of mining lease. The representatives from the G20 nations, I would like to reiterate that under Prime Minister Shri Modi ji, India has emerged as a major growth center. It is the best time to partner with us as India means business. Record inflow of FDI in the country shows that economic landscape in India is spreading to small, medium, and even informal enterprises. We are soon to become the third largest global economy, and along with a rapidly growing economy. We also take pride in being responsible users of the fossil fuels. In fact, the latest climate change performance index has recognized India as the best performers among the G20 in terms of both action and intent. This is testimony to the significant progress made in our energy transition journey. India's G20 presidency signifies a pivotal moment in the global leadership. 4 energy transition working group meetings under the India's G20 presidency were conducted this year, facilitating collaboration in clean, sustainable, just, affordable, and inclusive energy transition. The G20 leaders' declaration also stresses on the need for the diversified, sustainable, and responsible supply chain for the energy transition, including the critical minerals. And rightly so, for the future of the global economy will be underpinned by the technologies that depend on these minerals. At COP26, India had committed to achieving the net zero emission by 2070. And at COP27, we made promise to reduce the emission intensity by 45% by 2030 from its 2005 levels. We also intend to achieve about 50% of cumulative electric power installed capacity from non-fossil fuel based on the energy resource by 2030. Such an ambitious plan for transition to clean energy is set to drive a huge increase in the requirements of critical minerals. In order to achieve this, government agencies such as Geological Survey of India have shifted their focus to exploration and enhancing the resource mapping of the critical and deep-seated minerals. As a result, exploration projects by GSI have significantly increased more than 111% in last 3 years alone, from 59 in 2021 to 125 in 23-24. The National Mineral Exploration Trust is also boosting the critical mineral exploration with the involvement of private agencies. So far, 240 crores have been approved towards the exploration of such mineral blocks. Moreover, financial incentive up to 25% of the approved cost of the exploration is provided for the critical and strategic minerals through NMET, while ensured that the public and the private sector both can avail the incentive on successful discovery of critical minerals. This has resulted in increasing our obvious geological potential and the area under the exploration. India's OGP has increased from 5.71 lakh square kilometer to 6.88 lakh square kilometer area. Area under the exploration is now touching 2 lakh square kilometer out of 4.5 kilometer, thus achieving more than 30% exploration. For the first time in the country, government is paying attention to the critical minerals. It has been made possible owing to the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Modi, sustained by support from the public and adoption of India's industries. India has made impressive strides in the renewable energy sector, and we are also front runner in global renewable energy market. Today, India is one of the fastest growing electric vehicle markets in the world. The rise of demand of electric cars, wind and solar energy projects, and battery storage system has generated massive demand for these critical minerals. We have we believe that India has an immense potential to build the strong track record and lead the clean energy revolution of the future. We have undertaken scalable solution to demonstrate this intent to the world. Recently, in August 23, through an amendment in the MMDR Act, 24 minerals were notified as the critical and strategic minerals. The amendment confers the power to grant the concession of these minerals to the central government so that central government can prioritize the auction of these minerals looking at the requirements of the country. It is important to mention that the revenue generated from these auctions shall accrue to the state government alone. Though this amendment, a provision has also been made, a new mineral concession, mainly explorations license, exclusive for identified critical minerals, including some deep-seated minerals, to attract the junior mining companies to India. Subsequently, royalty rates of the critical minerals have been rationalized to encourage more participation in the auction. Last month, we specified the royalty rates for the lithium at 3%. For niobium, it is 3% and 1% for the rare earth elements. These steps will boost the auction of these minerals blocks and are in line to reduce our reliance on the fossil fuels. In addition to fortifying the domestic mechanisms, collaborative international efforts through the multilateral and bilateral engagements have been made for constructing a resilient critical minerals value chain. The government under Prime Minister Shri Modi is actively establishing new partnership and alliance exemplified by the India's participation in Mineral Security Partnership (MSP), the Australia-India Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement (ECTA) to explore the mineral acquisition opportunities. As a pivotal member of the G20, India has proactively undertaken a series of initiatives aimed at strengthening the supply chain of the critical minerals. As you are aware, the Indian presidency of G20 has proposed 4 high-level guiding principles on voluntary basis for accelerating the development of global value chain of the critical minerals. These guiding principles were finalized taking into the account of national circumstances, needs, priorities of the different countries. These principles will continue to guide our domestic policy to secure India's critical minerals for the future. Today's launch of auction is only the first tranche of such auctions. I assure you, we will continue to add more blocks of critical minerals in subsequent tranches. Not only this, based on the industry feedback, we will continue to amend the relevant laws in order to make it easier to operate in the domain of clean energy technologies. And I am happy to note that back all these initiatives, India's greenhouse emission rate has dropped by 33% in last 14 years as a renewable energy generation scaled and forest cover is increased. This is the landmark achievement that will boost our economy, enhance our national security, and support our transition to the clean energy future. With these words, let me invoke the theme of India's G20 presidency, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, is taken from the Hindu scripture Maha Upanishad and means the world is one family. It highlights the importance of shared goals. The groundwork laid during the India's G20 presidency positions the nations to take the leadership role in critical minerals. With the shared goals, we can learn from each other to move towards emission reduction, climate change mitigation. India will remain committed to strengthen the global critical mineral supply chain through favorable policies and continued engagement through G20 and new multilateral partnership. I am confident if we bring the governments, business and civil society together, we can truly move forward with the universal sense of oneness. Sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. May let all be peace and prosperous. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, sir, for highlighting the initiatives which India has been taking towards ensuring a continuous supply of critical minerals, the importance which India is attaching towards critical minerals for its more responsible